Hello everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for January 5th through the 11th of 2020. And this week gets our new year underway, and of course we're heading right toward the lunar eclipse in Cancer, and Uranus going direct, which often, anytime Uranus is stationing, we have lots of unusual activity. So do report, by all means. Reach out and let me know how things are going as you initiate your new year. Mine's doing good. I'm off to a good start, but still have lots to do to set up properly and unveil all the new goodies I do want to share with you, so stay tuned. I might have it together by Imbolc, which is first week of February. Meantime, this week is very personal with all Sun, Moon, and Mercury activity going on. So do what you can to get some time to yourself to truly participate in this initiation, because it is important to at least set your intent. I know all of us are limited in various ways from the actions we would like to take, but at the very least, when this kind of energy is kicking and we're calling in what we want to build into the base and be a part of going forward and solidify so that it is strong enough to support and protect us while we expand in new ways, because so many new ideas and opportunities are coming by the second half of this year, 6 months from now. So remember, we're in this eclipse zone right now. Everything's getting shaken up anyway. We're not quite clear on the particulars, but we know change is the name of the game. So again, with just setting the intent for what you want to change, what you're really ready, willing, and able to change, because the energies are very helpful. And this week is a nice, energetic week to really process everything that's coming up. So it kicks off on the 7th, which is Tuesday. Sun sextiling Neptune. This energy activates your ability to dissolve the ego momentarily and allow your soul self to shine through. Your spiritual center, base, or practice comes up. How is it supporting you? If you've gotten away from your practice, this energy will make it easier to connect to your spirit, your intuition, and the vision for your life's purpose at this time. It's perfect for this. You may find where your contribution is most valued when you step outside of yourself and see how others' needs are important. Find a need and fill it in your own deliciously unique way, as you will be more giving and compassionate naturally under this influence. Your physical energy may be low as a result of Neptune channeling the Sun's source energy inwardly to recharge your spirit. Otherwise, it could be projections of all kinds, yours and other people's as well. Best to spend some intentional solitude, preferably in nature, if and when and where possible. So yes, when the Sun and Neptune get together, that's when we should be looking for our messages or miracles, like she said, not projecting delusions and illusions onto others or looking at things through that filter. So any time we're dealing with Neptune, and on the 7th it's the Sun and on the 8th it's Mercury. Either way, it's a very individual processing going on, and what are your filters looking like? Anytime you're dealing with Neptune, we talk boundaries all the time. So what are you letting into your system, and what are you releasing and getting out of your system? How are your boundaries? How are your filters? How are your perceptions of life in general? On the 8th, when Mercury links up with Neptune, it's a great energy for imagination, consciousness, and intuition. However, keeping a good filter to distinguish between your own perceptions and what you are picking up from those around you will be crucial to your success. Your mind is on a different channel than usual, and you may have to rely on other senses, like your feelings or intuitive hunches. You may be very perceptive, picking up on the thoughts and feelings of others, which, if and when you are clear and your filters are working, will yield some surprising revelations about where their consciousness is at this time, for better or worse, and reflect an aspect of your own that you may not have been aware of. Okay, so this is what, when you keep in mind, it's always you. So any exchanges that you're having, if they're making you uncomfortable, you want to ask yourself, how do you do that exact same thing? If they're making you happy and wonderful and it feels great, ask yourself how you do that exact same thing for yourself or other people. And really start to filter those things through, because the only one you can control is you. So We can get the information coming at us from outside, but then it does have to swirl around your own individual system to decide what's beneficial and energetic, or what is actually going to cost you. So try to avoid work that requires any attention to detail when dealing with Neptune. In this case, if we can't get around it, then just check, double check, and recheck the details. Allow your creativity to flow freely without censoring what comes through you at this time. You can organize it later. That's the thing. It's kind of a channeling moment. This is the energy to explore, create, and free flow. Then on the 10th, which is our eclipse day, the day Uranus goes direct, and the day Mercury and the Sun link up, which initiates a whole new cycle for them as well. This is a magical alignment when we awaken to our new vision and really step fully into this new year. Also keep in mind we're in that zone of time at the beginning of the year, which is the only 37 days of all planets direct. So let's think about that. We've got some really good forward movement is possible if you've been doing good on your release work. So for Mercury Sun linking up to initiate the 10th, this energy will compel you to express yourself on many levels. Communication will be a focus. Just make sure that it is reciprocated, meaning two ways. You will have access to some powerful energy that can and probably will make quite an impression on others if you need to. This is a good time to travel if possible. However, if not physically, then mentally and certainly within your own area, you will take in more information per square inch than usual, so pay attention. You may even gain the much-deserved recognition from others that you have worked so hard for. So that's any time Mercury and the Sun get together. There's kind of this awakening of your aura and expansiveness in, like how you express yourself and communicate. So how that means how others respond to that. So it's good to know when the planets are linking up. Anytime the Sun touches anything, it's going to help us illuminate and radiate. Hopefully, light, love, and truth. Which brings us to the Cancer full moon lunar eclipse. This is a great opportunity to release the past, near and far. And I do mean that. With the big boys, we're releasing stuff from beyond millennials, thousands of years. Do some forgiveness work and learn to listen to our hearts and think with our feelings. Cancer energy tends to make us want the comfort of the familiar, but if we don't start getting comfortable with the unfamiliar, new territory that 2020 brings, then we are only setting ourselves and the planet up for repeating devastating mistakes. It is worth noting that 2020 begins and ends with a Cancer full moon. So even if it takes you all year to actually release your attachments to the past, people, places, or circumstances, please do your best because it is completely supported. We are moving toward new ways of feeding, nurturing, and taking care of ourselves and the planet, and we all need to realign our ideas and definitions of mother. Mother is the portal we all come through and return to, and we can no longer afford to forget that. More than ever, our feeling nature will guide us through this year, and it is imperative that you are able to commune with your feeling nature in an effective way, which means listening to your gut and getting the message of your moods, which shouldn't distract or debilitate you, but show you something your conscious mind may not be aware of or able to handle properly. Ultimately, full moons always bring release, so think in terms of your Capricorn goals, especially for 2020, a new decade, and then look to how or where you need to release ideas, thoughts, or behaviors which do not contain, nurture, and protect all that you are, all that you love, and all that you are trying to create. It is time. So if it doesn't contain, nurture, and protect all that you are, all that you love, and all that you're creating right now, it's got to go. So that's where we, let's say, can gain the benefits or the rewards for our labor or our investment, return on our investment, all of that. We've been putting in for a long time, at the very least the last year. So also, same day, very big day on Friday, the 10th, Uranus goes direct. So we have just completed the first full retrograde in Taurus for Uranus. So we should settle into an annual rhythm for the next 6 to 7 years. The personal planets will interact with Uranus and Taurus in a similar way every year that we can consciously co-create with. And every year's annual retrograde is a special time to assimilate the changes you've been going through. So I don't have these notes in front of me, and I would love to hear from you. So feel free to hit reply if you got this via my email list, or email me directly and let me know if you're interested, because I tracked very closely Uranus's journey through Aries and what happened with the personal planet's initiations, just the conjunctions. I was really mindful of setting intentions for liberation and breaking free and doing it in a new way, especially when Venus and Mars got with Uranus. So it's just an idea, and if you all are curious or interested in liberating yourself in the Taurus department, which is more directly affecting Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius people, then let's talk, because it's a conversation I think is worth having to find out how Uranus is going to affect you directly to liberate you over this 7-year period, because it's once in 84 years, and it's going to stimulate the whole Taurus department of your life, that whole house in your chart. So it should be a really good one to know, because that's where Uranus is traversing at this time. That being said, it's a collective planet, and so affects many people, and takes that 7 years to accomplish its mission in each sign. It will awaken the Taurus department of life and stimulate your planets in Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius by default. The last 4 to 5 months, while it's been backwards, have revealed what aspect of your life needs the most awakening and or vitality. So is this true? I can testify in my world it is. This will be an annual process that you can consciously co-create with if you're paying attention. Uranus wakes us up and shakes up your routine with a sudden shock of some sort, and it is up to you to not fall back asleep or back into the old patterns or routines, right? There is a shift in the values and priorities as Taurus's department that support that newly awakened emergent self, and how that works on the ground, in your body, on the earth, in real time. Okay, we're out of conceptual world, perceptual world, into the reality of your physicality, your body, this moment, here and now. So use this annual energy to wake up dormant resources within you and learn how your electromagnetic field really works. It takes conscious practice and dedicated focus when working with your power. Remember that. We are cultivating a whole new way of living in our bodies and on the planet, and each year that Uranus traverses through Taurus is going to awaken you to this reality. Okay, so let's consciously co-create in that department. And I had a little flash there when I sent out the message, so I have a feeling some of you will reply to this. I will put it this way. If 3 to 5 of you respond and are curious about Uranus moving through the houses, I might put together a cute little infographic that you can share on Instagram or put up wherever you want. We'll look at the liberation possible as it moves through each house. So just think about that. I'd be curious, and I would be willing to type that up. I got a lot of value out of paying attention to the contacts between especially Venus, Mars, and Uranus. Mercury and Uranus will help liberate the creative ideas and the strokes of brilliance and the aha moments, that, you know, that flash of brilliance that wakes you up, lights up an area of your brain, of the world, of your consciousness, of whatever you're looking at that moment. It's like lightning. You know how lightning will flash, and it lights up the sky so much that you can see everything for about 1 second, and then it's gone. So the idea is to grab a hold of those brilliant aha moments and use them for greater good of yourself and the planet, right? And I think it's a really good exercise to get used to working with a planet like Uranus, which creates sudden shifts and changes that push us to grow in ways that we might not choose, we might not sign up for, but in the end are really good for us. So deep breath. It's a liberating full moon lunar eclipse week, getting our year underway. I'm sure you've all heard the big one on the 12th, so that'll open our next week's forecast, at which point I hopefully will have some new goodies to share. All right, so that's it for this weekly forecast. Please reach out if you feel intuitively called, or you're looking to do your annual update to check in and see where you're at with your own personal cycles, as well as how these outer planets are going to affect us all one way or another. And I'll be in touch really soon. Have a great week. Thanks for listening. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and I am so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate and reach out if and when you need to. Kelly at karmictools.com. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, and subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. One love.